I'm not going to pretend I have the best forearms in the world, but they are relatively big and I do get compliments on them. I haven't cracked all the secrets, but I can give good advice if you're a beginner or an intermediate who wants to make their forearms respectable. So if you look like SpongeBob, this is going to be the video for you. We're going to go over how to train, exercises, and then I'm going to give you a sample program at the end. For my own training, I like to think of the forearms as separated into 3 different parts. Here they are in order of importance. First, the flexors. They are on the front of the arm, and they are probably the most important for adding mass. The brachialis is this muscle right here, which can also add a lot of size to your forearm if you train it hard. It crosses the elbow, so it's going to be hit by a lot of bicep exercises. And finally, the extensors. These make up a bunch of smaller muscles that extend your wrist. They aren't as important, but I still think you should train them. Like with pretty much all other muscle groups, the forearms grow best when they are stretched under load, but I rarely see people doing this in the gym. At the bottom of any flexion, instead of stopping here, you want to let the bar roll down your fingers. And not only that, for the ideal stretch, you want your wrist cocked back as far as it goes. So here's a list of great exercises you can do for the forearms. Let's start with the flexors. You can do finger curls off of a bench with a barbell, finger curls off of a bench with a dumbbell, or using a cable machine. You've also got standing finger curls with a barbell, dumbbell, or cable machine. I don't even know what to call this one. I like it because I brace my elbow on my knee and I can get that really nice stretch. Now for the extensors. Throughout my forearm journey, I've basically only done standing wrist extensions. You can do them with a barbell, with a dumbbell, or in a cable machine. Last month, I started experimenting with this kettlebell extension off of a bench. Because most of the weight is in front of you, I get a really nice mind-muscle connection with my forearms. So give this one a try as well. And finally, the brachialis. The number one exercise for me is the reverse curl, although hammer curls do work as well. For the reverse curl, you can do them off an easy curl bar, a regular bar, dumbbells, off the preacher bench, as long as you're curling the weight in reverse. The only thing I ask is that you hold it with your thumbs over the bar. This makes it harder on your grip and requires you to squeeze as hard as you can. It gives you a much better mind-muscle connection. Also, there's this wrist roller exercise. It hits basically every part of the forearm and it burns really bad, so you have to give it a try if you have this equipment. Because the forearms are such a small muscle group, I find that they respond better to slightly higher reps. Most of my work is done in the 10 to 15 rep range, but you can also do a little bit lower and a little bit higher. My final tip before I show you the program is to use chalk. If your hands get really sweaty like mine, using chalk will make sure that you can actually hold the bar, do more reps, and thus make more gains. I don't care if it looks stupid, I'm always going to use chalk when I do forearms. For someone who's just getting into forearm training, you should only do 1 flexion exercise per week because a lot of your growth is going to come from doing deadlifts, rows, pull-ups without straps. So this is literally all that you need. The next step up, I recommend you do 1 flexion exercise and 1 brachialis exercise, preferably on different days. You can do this program for many months and get great gains. If you want to do more volume, you can add an extension exercise on the first day and another flexion exercise on the second day. This right here, what you're looking at on the screen, I feel is a very solid forearm program that can get you gains for a very long time. This is pretty much exactly what I did to get my fairly decent forearms. But if you really want to focus on it, you can add another day where you can have even more volume. You can do this routine at any time to start your regular workout, to finish your regular workout. But probably the earlier you do it, the better, because you'll be less tired and more focused. Having big forearms is nice, but you know what else is nice? Having some fat ass titties and a strong bench press. So if you want to learn how to do that, check this video here. Please subscribe, please, pretty please.